Hello and good evening. Alright, this is the Ras Dewi Sant 2019 briefing. We're going to do it this year via video, and also there will be an email sent out to you as well for you to read it and go over this information. The video is because to show you the visual side of things, because on the day it's very difficult to do a meaningful briefing in the morning when everyone's gathered around. You've got other things on your mind, and it's crowded and it's hard to get the message across. So what we're going to look at first of all is the 10k, the half marathon and the marathon together. Right, they're both going to start on the road, and they've got a couple of miles on the road before they get to the coast path. These road runs are actually on open roads, so there will be traffic on the road, so be mindful of that and respect the vehicles and move in for them. We will have marshal safety warning signs out and other things at key points. It is early in the morning, and the roads that we're using, we're not expecting to be highly populated with traffic, but be mindful they are open roads. Once you get to the coast path, there is a couple of very important things to remember. The coast path is uneven ground. It is undulating, it's up, it's down, it's got stones sticking out, it's got muddy bits, it's got wet bits. So you have to run within yourself. Some bits of it are extremely high up and they're extremely close to the cliff's edge. On these bits, we expect you to run within yourself, to look where you're putting your feet and to manage it, and slow yourself down and get through that section of it. Also on these sections, do not overtake other people or try and push past. There is plenty of opportunities at different areas where you will get a chance to overtake people on the path where it widens out, and where you can pick up some pace and move at the speed that you want to be moving at. It is a trail run on the coast path. You've got to be very mindful of that and look where you're putting your feet. Also, the path is it's open to the public. So if you're passing people who are walking or people are coming towards you, be very courteous to them. Again, at the time of morning, time of year, we're not expecting it to be very busy at all. But that's not to say you will not meet people on it. Be mindful of them, be courteous to them, give way to them. Hopefully they will give way to you. The vast majority of people are very supportive. They'll give way and they'll give you words of encouragement. If they don't and they start whinging at you, just ignore it, and we'll deal with any sort of issues that come after it. So don't get involved in it. Just wish them well and go on their way. Right. Another thing with the coast path is it is a national park. It is an area of beauty. That's why you're here. That's why we're doing it here. Do not litter. Don't see any of these things lying around on the floor. Do not litter at all. If you're seen littering, it'll be a dim view on it. All right, it's not. There's no excuse for it. If you're carrying it whilst you're running, whilst it's full, you can carry it whilst it's empty. Right. Signage on it. What we've got is we've got these signs will be on the roads and they will be on the path in certain areas where you need them. You've got the big ones and you've got small ones. There's no difference in the route or anything like that on the sides. It's just where we deem it most appropriate to put a larger one for visual or a smaller one will suffice. So if you see those, they will direct you. There is not too many of those on the coast path because it is a coast path run. You are running, basically, if you're doing the marathon, you're running from the north to the south, and then when you get to St David's Head, you're heading east. And for the 10kers and half marathon, you run into White Sands and you are running, heading eastwards. So it is, the sea will always be on your right hand side. If you find that you've come inland, or some bits, I'll admit there is ambiguous paths, and with those ambiguous paths you've got to think, right, that it is a coast path run, I'm taking the coast path one. I'm not going to start heading through a field or heading through a forest. If you do that and you've got you've been running for a minute and you haven't seen the sea, there's a good chance you're going the wrong way. I would suggest you turn back, get back on the path and put it down to experience and keep heading with the sea on your right hand side. It's as simple as that. The coast path itself is shown by an acorn, right? So what we've got here obviously is a sign, and this is actually on the route. And it's as simple as that. The acorn is the Pembrokeshire Coast National Park. If you see a man on there, that is a footpath. That sign there has actually got a footpath. That's heading inland. That is not where you want to be going. Follow the acorn. All right, it is as simple as that. And keep the C on your right hand side. There is water stations, there is marshal points along the way. If you've got issues and you get to those and you're struggling, you've got to be mindful of how far the next stop is after that. It is a difficult run, so you could have 4 or 5 miles to the next stop. So if there's any issues and you're not comfortable at all, once you get to one of those stops, stay there, and we will come and pick you up. Or stay there, have a rest, have some food, get your energy back, get yourself warm, go again. There's nothing wrong with that at all, right? You're there to enjoy it. If you do get into difficulty on the path, what we ask is everyone is going to carry a mobile phone, or the vast majority of people on the 10 and half marathon will carry a phone. And there is a good signal all along that path, all along that sort of route. So call for assistance. My number and other numbers that you can use will be sent on the email, so keep those safe and call us and we'll come and get you. If you're running and you come across someone who is struggling or is injured, please help them. Please put a call in to us and tell us where you are and we'll come and get you. We will have a sweeper roaming around, so we'll pick up the people at the back, but that sweeper may take a while to get to the middle of the row or the front of the row. However, other runners will pass them. And I know it's a race and you've been training a long time for it, and you want to get your best time. But if you see someone struggling on difficulty, I'm sure they do the same for you, is help them out. Give us a call and we will come and get them. Or if you can't get a signal there, just run to the next marshal point and we'll send help from there. Right, that's it. What we're going to look at now is the safety kit that we've got and what we're going to do with that. Right, this safety kit is compulsory for the marathon runners. It is advisory for the half marathon runners. So the 10Kers you can sort of switch off now if you haven't already, and we'll go through this. For the half marathon lot, I would say that if you are if you think you're going to be 2.5, 3 hours, 3.5 hours, in the conditions we've got forecasted for Saturday, you may want to take this, or at least take some of it. What we've got for the weather we've got for Saturday is it's going to be windy. That's what forecast at the moment. It's going to be windy and it's going to be rain coming down. The rain is meant to be coming in after 12 o'clock, so hopefully the half and the majority of the half and all the 10Ks will be finished, and then that's when the wind picks up as well. So when you're on the marathon, it may be tough going for the last 10 miles. It may be tough going all the way around, to be honest with you, but that's what you've trained for and that's what you're here for, right? So if we have a look at the kit and what we expect you to take, bags like this are ideal, all right? Sorry if I'm teaching you all to suck eggs and things like that, or stating the obvious, but we have had messages asking, what to have and things like that. People's first time doing these, or people have just been out running by themselves and they haven't gone these distances before. So bags like this are good. Most of this kit can fit in it. Sometimes you can have bladder inside them, depends on what you want. So what you want to look at is worst case scenario, once you're out there, you get injured. Or you get ill, or fatigue hits in and you have to slow right down. You've been running hard and your body temperature is up, and then you stop dead and you are getting cold, all right? Or you've slowed right down and the coldness is coming in. You want to make sure you're able to combat that. And by doing that, you want to make sure that you've got a windproof jacket, right? That's wrapped up in there. That's quite a large one, to be honest. You can get smaller ones in that, very good quality, that you put on, keep you nice and warm, keep you dry, keep the wind off you. I also carry leggings. Again, they're quite big there, but especially with shorts on, is putting something over my bare legs to keep myself warm. You want a hat in there. again, it's going to be windy. There's no point having a flimsy little hat there. You want something thick that's tight fitting on your head that's going to keep you warm. All right, so you're putting it on because you're getting cold. So you want to have something substantial. You want to have gloves. Put gloves on your hands there. A lot of heat loss through there. It's also good to carry a little snud. For the marathon runners, a lot will start off wearing these on them. I've got two here. I've got one, this is very thick and very warm. It'll go right up over your face with your hat there. That'll protect you if you have to slow right down. These ones are a bit thinner, do the exact same job, keep the wind off, but you can run with these as well and keep the wind off your face there. So there we go. We go through phone, mobile phone, extremely important, right? If you take something else, make sure it's charged. And yeah, make sure it's charged and you've got our numbers in it as well. The marathon route, sorry, the first half of it has got poor signal on the coast path. It's not great. However, if you just go slightly inland, you've got lots of high peaks there. All those high peaks have got, you know, signal as soon as you start moving into them. So it's worth that, you know, having it there. So even if you're struggling and you've injured yourself and someone else runs up behind you, they can just go slightly inland, keeping you in sight, and they'll be able to get a signal to make a call. So keep that on you. What you want then as well is the whistles. The reason we asked for these, I've got two here, just one's sort of your normal life jacket whistle, and one's sort of like a football referee one, right? All you do is, you know, if the sea mist comes in and you have to sit down and sort of you're taking shelter and you've gone a bit off the path and we're looking for you, blowing this can be vital and it can get us to you a lot quicker. Otherwise, you know, you could be sat there and we could be walking up and down past you and not realise where you are. So that's why we asked for them, right? It's not just something that we're asking for. Glow sticks, same thing. You crack them open. You know, we can see these from a good distance away. We could be up on a high point looking for you, see these. You know, worst case scenario, a helicopter. You can see them from a great distance. So again, it helps to identify where you are. You know, there's other things, right? You know, you've got head torches you can keep with if you want to carry them. Yeah, so something that is going to highlight your location. One of the things I do I just take like a first aid kit myself in one of these, because that keeps water in and also keeps water out. So everything's dry in there. You know, I've got my own sort of, you've got, you know, a flashing glow stick there. You've got a couple of bandages in there. Things like cling film, which is good to wrap around cuts when it's wet. So when you've got like wet conditions, that will hold your bandage on and also help to give you a bit of protection until you get some proper treatment on it. So if you get yourself all warm, and if anything happens and you've got to get yourself warm, next thing you're going to be looking at some food, right, to get that energy and give yourself a boost. So although there's aid stations there and you've probably got gels and things you're going to eat on the run anyway, it's worth having some of this stuff hidden away in your bag, which is there for an emergency, that you're not eating as you're going along. So, you know, jelly beans are good. You know, they give you a really good sugar rush. Gels are the same. You know, if you're going to be using gels, make sure you've tested them before you use them on the big day. And some water. Some water there. You need to take, you know, a bottle like that, or, you know, being a bit more eco-friendly, taking your own bottle that you can fill up. Right. So that's that, and then finally we've got foil blankets. Taking these with you, what you've got to be mindful of these is that they are, if you stop and you're going to get, and you think you're stopping for a while, you know, I've pulled a muscle or I'm injured, put these on you straight away, right? The way these work is, you know, if you take a hot chicken out of the oven, you put it over, you put silver foil over it to keep it warm. If you take a salad out of the fridge, you put a silver foil over it to keep it cool, right? This is the exact same thing. If you put this on you when you're cold, it will keep you cold. If you put it on as you finish or as you stop immediately, it will help keep the heat in a bit. So be mindful of when you use it. I always take two. One can go on the ground, open it out. It helps protect, you know, the ground is a cold place as well. It's going to attract the heat from you. So if you're going to have to sit up and wait for assistance, put one of those on the ground and put one of those around you. Even though you've got a bag there, it's always good to carry anything that can get sort of wet and damaged from the wet in a dry bag. We just put it in a dry bag and keep it from there. And especially your phone, you want to keep that dry. So that is it, right? You know, any questions, anything like that, please come through to us. So we'll see you on Saturday, and hopefully it's a good one.